Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo Up, a podcast where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a randomly chosen UK singles top 10 from the past. And it feels like yesterday was a year ago, and if I'm being honest, this All or Nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. Did a full 180. If you've never gave a damn, just want to do it for the thrill, yeah? I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson.
And which top 10 singles chart are we doing this week?
This week, James, we are going all the way back to the 2nd of February 2020.
What were you up to around the 2nd of February 2020?
I was doing comedy gigs, had grand plans for the year 2020. I was going to be co-running a comedy festival in Coventry that was going to be enormous and a huge success. You know, lots of things to look forward to.
Well, exactly. And my memory of listening to this top 10 is driving around doing gigs as a fellow comedian. And because I'd been speaking to people who knew a bit more than everything, I'm aware that something big was going to change. We are, of course, talking about the lockdown. There's going to be a lockdown.
Yes, it was 6 weeks before the lockdown.
Yeah. Did you feel something was coming? Can you remember?
It was on the news, wasn't it? And it was all, oh, this is happening in China. And I think because the UK had been completely, or pretty much completely unaffected by other scares like bird flu and things in the past, I think we all just assumed, well, it won't come here. It'll be like those other ones.
Some people did. This top 10 for me, I remember, especially when I was looking around the edges of it, I remember hearing these records and knowing something was coming. The times were changing.
You had a great sense of foreboding.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, though, I'd kind of checked out of chart music a good decade before this.
Yeah?
I think I knew maybe 4 of the songs in this top 10 before researching this podcast, so a lot of these I'm coming to brand new.
Me too. I didn't think I was that engaged with the top 10 at the time, but then when I was looking at the top 40, I mean, there's so many great records. Dance Monkey Tone, I love that. Adore You, and Harry Styles, he's got a couple. Billie Eilish, Bad Guy, Maya Mike, Camilla Cabello, Bossy Bop, Stormzy, Say So, Doja Cat. These are the kind of the records that I was into. So even though thought I wasn't engaged with the top 10, I was loving loads of music in the charts, put it that way.
I've got some stats about the chart.
I'm very fond of your stats.
Half of the songs in this top 10 are UK number ones.
What?
There are 5 songs going up, 5 going down, for a total net movement of +1. There are 5 American artists, 3.5 British, 2 Canadian, a Nigerian and half an Albanian. There are 7 solo artists and 3 collabs.
By my reckoning, there are 6 songs regarding the complexities of love, 1 song about being a bit of a wreck in a club, 2 songs about them old inner demons, and 1 song about halogen bulbs. Surprisingly, there are no key changes this week, but there are 2 examples of self-reference, so I feel fairly grounded.
Make sure you check out the Spotify and YouTube playlists of the songs so you know what the hell we're talking about. You'll find the link in the description. And there are another half a dozen songs on that playlist that are in the top 100 on the 2nd of Feb 2020 that never get into the top 10. And we get into them in our special bonus tracks podcast, featuring a self-styled anti-pop star, a descendant of a copycat, and a national debate that just won't go away. You can join our Patreon community for free. The Bonus Tracks podcast costs less than a bottle of hand sanitizer a month.
A bottle of hand sanitizer, very popular in 2020, of course. Nice bit of topicality.
You couldn't get them, could you?
No.
You couldn't get them. Anyway, let's own it.
Number 10.
Down 2 to number 10, having peaked at number 4, it's Roxanne by Arizona Zervas, not a cover version of the Police song.
Nope. This is a brand spanking new song, isn't it?
It is.
I wasn't familiar with this until I was listening to it this week. What do you reckon?
I am annoyed about how much I've gotten into this song.
Yeah, I love it. So catchy.
It had, first time I listened to it, it had a lot of my personal prejudice red flags, auto-tune, casual swearing and misogyny.
Check.
Yeah. And
we'll talk about the misogyny. I don't think that's fair, but go on.
Well, at surface value, because obviously repeated listens
it's funny.
Pay off.
Funny, silly little song. It's in the... To get into it, the subject matter of this song, we'll do the music and a little bit talk about... let's talk about the lyrics first.
Go for it.
It's a song, isn't it, dedicated to a woman who might not seem the best kind of woman. Listen to the lyrics, but I think it's in the
What is the best kind of woman, in your opinion, Andy Robinson?
That's another podcast for sure. But as you say, Roxanne, it's got that in, hasn't it? So I like to think of it as a spiritual successor to the Police, and I like Roxanne, the original Police song, because there he is saying, "I'll sort of rescue you a little bit," isn't he?
It's a bit of a white knight.
Yeah.
thing.
So I like the idea that he has rescued, and this is a sequel, and things have gone wrong. So that appealed to me. It's in tradition, isn't it? Like I think Candy's one by Robbie Williams, Cecilia by Simon and Garfunkel. These are songs of irreputable women, aren't they? Or heartbreakers, and they're all a bit daft. That's what I like about them. That's why I don't think the misogyny thing is cool with that, because I think they're having a joke, aren't they?
I think you're right. I like the chorus. She thinks I'm an arsehole. No, it's not she thinks I'm an arsehole.
You can do it. Anglicise it.
She think I'm an asshole. She think I'm a player. She keep running back, though, only because I pay up.
Yeah. I mean...
When he says I pay up, does he mean he buys her things and treats her well, or is he paying?
I believe it. This is going to be silly. We have to talk about something. A bit of me liked it because of the post-Roxanne policing. I thought I'd pay it up, but then I thought, no, this is just materialism, and this is just I can't please that girl type song, which goes back traditionally. There's loads of them songs.
Only want to call when the cash out.
I liked him keep going on about he's foreign, and she likes a foreign, and she's only into it when he's in a foreign going 80. I like that a lot.
That's a car, right?
You would, yeah.
Not an immigrant. No. He also mentions Ricky Bobby. Yeah. Do you know who that is?
No, go on.
As Will Ferrell's character from the movie Talladega Nights.
Well, he mentions a lot of things, doesn't he? I mean, I like the fact if you ain't got a foreign, then she's mad at you, and how do you rhyme mad at you? I know, I'll just sing Malibu. I mean, it's so catchy, this song, isn't it?
It is.
It's like some sort of chlamydia.
It's musical chlamydia, everyone.
Yeah, it really is. I like the beginning. I mean, you were on about the beginning. I like the little speak over at the beginning. This is all for the gram. The bitches love the gram. So if you're of a particular bent, you think, all right, then here we go.
This is about dogs who enjoy Instagram.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I like the silly noises he does at the beginning, the intro. All this nonsense. So playful.
So it's Arizona Zervas.
Who I know nothing about, by the way.
Yeah. 13 other US states have featured in the names of artists who've had a UK top 40 hit.
Oh, man.
Some of them are incredibly popular.
Go on, just go for it. Go for it.
Flow Rider.
Yeah.
Texas.
Of course. Saw Texas the other week. Very good.
Utah Saints.
Okay, you've got no interest in my seeing Texas.
Tell me about it.
No. It doesn't matter.
What happened?
It was amazing. Jimi Hendrix turned up and did a guest solo. It was amazing. But we'll never know.
I'm sorry.
No, I've been stupid. You've done loads of research. Go for it.
Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas. I mean, technically that's two. Dinah, Gino, Grover, Keith, or Sarah Washington.
Okay.
Ohio Express, who sang Yummy, 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 I Got Love in My Tummy, which features in an episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Which episode? See, that's how you do it. That's how you have a conversation. You mention you've seen it, and I say, what was that like? Was it good?
I think it's a Series 2 one, where the
band... messing around. Do your facts.
The band are hiding in filing cabinets, so it's shot like Top of the Pops, but all the band are in filing cabinets.
Okay.
Alabama 3. Do you remember them?
Yeah. I went to see them several times.
There's a Georgia Gibbs.
No interest in them gigs.
What were Alabama 3 like?
I'm messing about. They're really good. Elvis turned up and did guest vocal. I mean, I would have talked about it, but we've gone on.
Georgia Gibbs and Georgia Jones.
Yeah. Georgia Satellites.
They didn't show up on my search.
Well, never trust the internet, eh? If we've learned anything recently, never trust the internet.
Stereopol featuring Nevada. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
An artist called Carolina Liar.
Okay.
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Yep, I like some of his records.
What did he famously do?
Shotgun Boogie. They did, was it 16 tons?
16 tons, yeah. Also, Johnny Cash's backing band on One Piece at a Time with the Tennessee 3 and Jermaine Jackson.
Right, very good. Well done.
Incredibly, Kansas and the New York Dolls haven't had UK top 40 hit singles ever. New York City have, but they're clearly named after the city, not the state, so I'm not counting it.
I love your level of research that goes into this show, and I sometimes have to accept that we'll go down what they call a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I should do British counties as well, shouldn't I?
Well, however you want to entertain yourself in your evenings, I'm all for it, James.
All right, so let's talk about the music.
I always listen to what chords are going on in the song. That's kind of a bit my setting. often anyway. There's a lot of not 4-chord songs, because they're all right too, but there's cyclical 4-chord patterns. Loads of songs this week. Now, that is not my favourite thing. Like every bar, couple of bars, a chord changes, circular, go around 4 chords same time. On Arizona Zuvas, it's irresistible, I think. So, let me get my guitar, as David Brent says. I mean, essentially, the chords, I believe, are there's a B minor 7th, beautiful. Then E 13th, A major 7th, D major 7th. So it's just kind of going. Sorry about copyright if it's worrying you, but we're doing our best. So he's got that. A lovely little chord progression, isn't it? You can sing what you like over that, James. Go for it. I thought it'd be good if you just have a little bit of a scat over it. About maybe you're not comfortable.
No, the way you're playing it makes it sound like sort of French cafe jazz.
Well, essentially, isn't it? When you strip everything down, you mean these are just the chords. Anyway, that's my point. That's all it does musically. Makes a great meal out of it, doesn't it? Just a joy in the playfulness. I mean, I was singing this song around a young person this week. They told me, as loads of songs are in the top 10 about big on TikTok. So TikTok being the music distributor. So there we go, an independent artist, let's say, having some top 10 hits.
Number 9.
Up one to number 9. It's Lewis Capaldi with Someone You Love. This is his second stint on the charts, in the top 10 list. He's been on the charts for over a year, and then spent 236 weeks on the charts in all.
And counting. It keeps popping back in again.
It's a big song.
A former number 1, was there for 7 weeks, won Best Song at the 2020 Brits and nominated for Best Song at the Grammys. What do you make of this then?
I've made a big list of things I love about this record. Okay?
Yep.
Number 1, a quality of Lewis Capaldi's voice. That's the end of my list, because I do not care for this song. I like him. I like Lewis Capaldi. I like the notion of him. This song, for me personally, like I say, we always try and be quite positive about pop music, don't we? We try and and it's a big hit. I mean, it's been for 5 years on the charts or something. So my opinion is meaningless. I gather that. But this song drove me a little bit nuts.
Why? What was it about this song?
Well, again...
bearing in mind you were so upbeat about the Out Here Brothers when we talked about them. But this is a step too far.
Well, I don't know. I mean, first of all, it's got that again. It's that 4-chord thing. It's something like he's sort of going... That goes round for all the song. I don't like it. I don't dig it. Hasn't got the playfulness. It's got that piano backing, which reminds me of something like Someone Like You by Adele, where it might be genius actually, where the piano playing is so basic. Maybe that encourages loads of people to, as I've just done, clumsily have a go themselves and play the song. The musical backing I find dreary. I find the lyrics that kind of, I'm a sensitive man boy and you've really hurt me. I love loads of them songs, don't get me wrong, but not this one. And he's a great singer. He's got a great voice. There's no denying that. And I wish him all well. But this song, no.
I have to say, I recognised those 4 chords when I was listening to the song as the 4 chords that the Axis of Awesome sang about on YouTube all those years ago.
For sure. I mean, again, let me get my guitar. It's, it's that kind of thing. David, it's No Woman, No Cry. It's a little bit with H.U. There's loads of songs we use them, and I think you've got to be cool with it if you're going to do it. That sort of don't find it so monotonous.
Lewis Capaldi's voice is the best thing about the song. I found it, if I'm honest, a little bit whiny.
I'm going to apologise because there's something so futile really about such a big hit that people love going, well, I don't like it and it would have been better if he'd done this, which kind of annoys me when other people do it. Shall I do it? Well, I think
if you can back it up with why, I think that's interesting. It's a contrary viewpoint that I think people would be interested in.
For me personally, I found that when I tried to get into it and tried to find the positives in it, even the quality of his voice, the lyrics and that kind of lamenting and love, and I was kind of getting used to be someone you loved. I think he's over-emoting big time. And for my taste, in an alternative parallel world, would I like it more if it was done this? I'd like it more if I had a better backing with a bit of a groovier thing rather than that grade 6 piano playing. And I'd also like it if it was a bit more resigned, the singing. In my musical brain, it just caused little fissures, let's say. I was a bit, you know me, James, I'm not that person. I'm partly talk. I could have just said, I don't know, it's a nice, catchy song. It sort of is as that as well. Not for my taste. I like Lewis Capaldi. He'll do a good song one day and I like it, and I like him again. I like his take about publicity. I've seen clips of him where they're going, promote your new album, Lewis, and he goes, well, it's rubbish, and that's really appealing.
Yeah, he seems like a right laugh.
I'm not slagging him off, I'm just slagging this record off. I like the fact that Noel Gallagher slagged him off once at Glastonbury, and he got so excited about this and showed on his social media. Noel Gallagher slagging off, he was delighted. There's loads of stuff that really appeals to me about him. Not this record.
Yeah, it's very earnest, isn't it? There's a lot of earnestness around in the chart. I suppose there always has been.
Yeah, it's a thing, isn't it? The sensitive singer-songwriter, and that's all it is, that's fine. But as a archetype, as an example of those sort of records, it just, like I say, it makes no sense to me. It's over-emoting. I don't like the words. I don't like the backing. I gave it a good half a dozen goes to see if it would work its way in. It hasn't. Maybe next time. That's what I love about pop music. I mean, it's only recently I got into Do You Give Love a Bad Name, which of course I know and quite like, but however many years later, it revealed itself to me at that moment. I thought, now's the time for me to dig this song. So maybe Lewis Capaldi will do that further down the line. I hope so.
Yeah, not that I wish it on anyone, but maybe you need to be having a breakup to get the most out of it.
I don't know. I mean, you can have memories of a breakup, can't you? You can be... Yeah, fine. It's very it's a song for the heartbroken, isn't it? How do you feel when the heartbroken turn up? I mean, in the past, James, when I've spoken to you, let's say about my heartbroken, I'm going to say you're not the most open to it, and I kind of respect it. Yeah, mate. Let's talk about something else.
I think as today's episode will go on, there are ways of dealing with heartbreak, and there are some that I prefer more than others. I get wallowing in stuff. Interestingly, Capaldi says this song is actually about the death of his grandma,
right? Who
presumably he was having a torrid love affair with.
If it's about his grandma...
He says it's about his grandma, and then you listen to it and you go, really? Your grandma? Yeah. I suppose it could be... The emotion of it can be inspired by that, I suppose.
I suppose that's changed my over-emoting. If he's wailing like the Italians do with death, then maybe it makes more... I consider this song to his lover. I haven't considered it as to a departed family member.
Because in previous episodes of this, we have spoken about some classic songs where the writers have said, oh yeah, that took me 10 minutes to write.
It can happen, can't it, they say?
What's interesting about this, particularly given that you've just...
Really rubbished it. My apologies.
You've said it's 4 chords over and over again. Lewis Capaldi says it took them 6 months to write this.
Who are the writers on it? We're going to have a quick look, if you don't mind.
Romans.
What do you mean?
I don't know if it's all of them. Co-written by Romans.
Is that what it says?
Yep.
Yeah, well, they built a civilization, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
this song wasn't written in a day.
I mean, if there's a load, 6 months to write
That's what Capaldi says, yeah.
Fair enough.
Produced by TMS, who I assume is Test Match Special. So, it has over 3.5 billion streams on Spotify.
Wow.
Meaning it's the 3rd most streamed song in Spotify history.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So one of the other ones in the top 10 this week might be one of the most streamed songs, isn't it?
Yeah, that's to come.
That's interesting. And, so in a way...
So I multiplied that by how much per stream an artist gets.
Yeah.
And he's made 12 million quid from this song alone.
What, Lewis Capaldi from Spotify streams?
Yeah.
That's nice to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, and off the back of this single, he sold out an arena tour before he'd even released an album.
Okay,
that's how much of a phenomenon this single was.
I wish I could get. I mean, I love to hop on a bandwagon phenomenon. All right then.
The chords, Andy. Just get right in the song. There's money on the table there, mate.
Well, you do wonder again. About going on songwriting. There's a few songs this week with that 4 chord cyclical pattern. In a way, good old music, isn't it? Because you can keep adding to it. You can keep singing over this stuff. It doesn't interest me often. Yeah, and yet Roxanne by Arizona. A little bit of colour, a little bit of playfulness. I was happy with it. So it's a stupid criticism, but nonetheless, that's what I've done. I feel bad about it, James.
Is there a chance that modern songwriters are writing to the algorithm?
I've looked into this. I've researched this, as you know, as a songwriter myself. It has changed towards the technology, the intro and the chorus and everything. But that's true of every era in pop music, really. Like when the CD came, people could make longer songs because of the difference in vinyl and the more content and the notion of radio play. So,
Whereas before you had to appeal to radio bookers and radio DJs, now you have to appeal to a piece of programming, a bit of code that decides which songs get highlighted to people listening to stuff on shuffle.
To an extent, yeah.
And is writing a song that's what you said, like a 4-song cycle.
A 4-chord cycle.
A 4-chord cycle.
So I said cycle, so we were wrong.
A 4-chord cycle. That is the algorithm picking those out for people and going, hey, have more of these.
Who knows how the algorithm works?
Yeah. As Grace Jones once sang, we're a slave to the algorithm. Who is Lewis Capaldi's cousin? I'll give you a clue. He's in the video.
I don't know. I didn't watch the video for this.
Oh,
no, I did actually. My mistake. Do you know why I watched the video to this a lot? Because I was listening to it on Spotify and I didn't want it turning up in my favourite of the year. Because I was trying to break it genuinely, this song. I was trying to get into it. But then I realised after a bit, I was listening to it on Spotify and it was coming up on my, you're into Lewis Capaldi type thing. So I did watch the video. No, go on, tell me.
Peter Capaldi.
Oh, Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. And
that's his cousin.
Malcolm Tucker. That's his cousin, yeah.
What did you think? Did you like it?
It's too earnest and whiny for my tastes.
You are not in a time of life where you are open to receive. Maybe that's all it is.
Maybe when I was, 15, I would have been all about it. If I was a single man at a nightclub, a younger single man at a nightclub, at the end of the night, drunk, and this came on, I would probably think it was the greatest song that spoke to me.
Right.
And that, I'm not, it sounds like I'm slagging that off, and I kind of am in a way, but I'm not. I think there's a place for that. For me, I think there are other ways to do breakup songs, and I think we're going to get into one of those in a bit. Lewis Capaldi has his own range of frozen pizzas available from Tesco and Iceland.
Does he?
Yes, they are called Lewis Capaldi's Big Sexy Pizzas.
Oh, really?
And you don't like his song. How could you not like his song when he's got big sexy pizzas?
Look, I said to the notion of Lewis Capaldi, I was into. I was like, the fact that he's got big sexy pizzas at Tesco makes me like him a little bit more, to be honest. Which is weird because you shouldn't, should you, if you're being purist, about capitalising. And that's interesting, isn't it, that he's moved into pizzas. Well done him.
Anything else on that?
If you could, in your edit, turn down my hatred a little bit.
I don't think it comes across as hatred. I think it comes across as measured.
Well, like I say,
clearly it's not a knee-jerk thing. It's something you've thought about.
And I reiterate, it is. It doesn't matter what I think of this song because look how popular it is. It's obviously a good song, isn't it? Well done, Lewis Capaldi.
Number 8.
Up 3. It had peaked at 3, but like a lot of songs around this era, it goes up and down the charts quite a lot. It's Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, also nominated for Best Song at the Grammys in 2020. And I have to admit, when this came on immediately after Lewis Capaldi, I did think, oh, not you as well.
Well, there's a touch of that, isn't there, in terms of... It's a song full of melancholia, isn't it?
Yeah.
More interesting than Lewis Capaldi, though.
Yeah, it is. There's a bit more going on. It's not about a breakup, is it?
No. I think there's great lyrics in this song.
Apparently, it is all about a dream that Billie Eilish had where she jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and died and nobody cared.
Yeah, I mean, that verse popped out for me the first time I heard it. I mean, again, it's a cyclical song again, not quite. She's put a couple of little substitutions in, but essentially, there's 4 chords going round and round. So again, not quite, because she's changed a little bit from a minor to a major now and again, so there's a bit of great cleverness going on. Nonetheless, I mean, that verse absolutely pinged out to me the first time I heard it. We're going to tread carefully here, genuinely, because I think there's certain allusions to suicidal thoughts in this song, but I think they're dealt with in an incredibly personal way, which makes it there for everybody, I think. It blindsided me a bit, this record.
I also think it's quite, even though it does have those themes, the chorus is quite uplifting in a way, is sort of, no one will hurt you. as long as I'm here.
Yeah, I found that interesting as well, that she talks about waking up from these states and there's somebody there to reassure her, isn't there? Which is again, when you're dealing with a depressive state, let's say, dark thoughts, it's such an interesting song. But then again, I found the chorus a bit unsettling when you wake up and someone's there going, I've got everything you want and I'll take care of you and you never need it. There's something...
Well, it is when you say it.
Well, that's how I heard it, isn't it? So it gave it another level of interest to me, though.
It definitely grew on me, this song, the more I listened to it. The first time, I think I was in post-Capaldi depression.
Post-Capaldi slump.
I was in a post-Capaldi slump, and then Billie Eilish comes on with her ASMR vocals, and she's down in the dumps as well. But then it was like she was reassuring me, going, don't worry, Lewis Capaldi's not here to sing at you anymore.
Yep, I mean, it's not obvious, and it's not full of what I like to call cheap pop thrills, but that's all right, that's good, isn't it, to be in the top 10? And Billie Eilish obviously speaks to loads of people, obviously. It's sad, and yet hopeful, depressed, yet joyful.
Where would you have heard Billie Eilish tell everyone that this moose belongs to me?
I don't know.
That was the name of the book she read on the CBeebies bedtime story.
Oh, cool. I went to see Billie Eilish, her first appearance at Glastonbury, I think it was, when she was on the second stage. It was an afternoon, not when she was headlining. I got there early because I like to get there early, get to the front because I'm a tall man. I don't like to push in, blah, 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 blah. It was an uncomfortable 45 minutes waiting for Billie Eilish to come on in front of all these mothers and teenage girls. They were not happy with me.
Why weren't they happy with you? Just because you were there?
Yeah, it was weird at Glastonbury. Hey, all peace and love. And I had mothers go, what are you doing there? You should be standing at the back. And then, honestly, it's one of the strangest things that happened because I thought, well, I'm staying here because I got here early. You can, all that. And then, about 20 minutes into this gig, one mother said to me, if you're going to stand here all the time and you're so tall, then put my daughter on your shoulders. Quite aggressive. So,
yeah. That's how I ask for favours, generally.
Yeah, really nice, isn't it?
If you're there, can you do this?
Yeah, so
No, not even can you. If you're there, do this.
Quite.
Yeah.
So that happened, and I thought, oh, blimey, if I'm being honest, I looked the daughter up and down, see if I could cope with the weight. It was all right. I got her put on my shoulders for a little bit. And then, James, it started, I'm going to say, a barrage of mothers nudging me and going, my daughter wants to see. So this Billie Eilish gig I was trying to get into had me with teenage daughters sitting on my shoulders with mother's consent. It was strange. To quote the song, if I knew it all then, would I do it again? I like Billie Eilish a lot, though. I think she's an interesting artiste.
I think it's a very dangerous thing. If you're a mother of a teenage girl who's into Billie Eilish and that kind of song, I wouldn't put her up anywhere high.
No.
We haven't got the Golden Gate Bridge, but we have got this really tall comedian.
Yeah. Fling yourself off him.
Number 7.
Down one to number 7 this week. It's Life Is Good by Future featuring Drake. I wasn't familiar with this song, were you?
No. Are we calling it a song, are we?
Yeah, we are calling it a song. You daft Hayputh, why not? Why don't you think it's a song?
Yeah, it is, of course it is. Well, it's two different raps stuck together, isn't it?
Yep, Drake does the first, however long that is, and then there's a little voice interlude in the middle, and then we go into a substantially different flow and beat by Future.
What has Drake got in common with Boise from Only Fools and Horses?
Go on. I'm sorry. I'm all ears.
They both have the same first name, Aubrey.
Wow.
Drake's real name is Aubrey Drake Graham, which I think sounds like an early 20th century mathematician and philosopher, like he hung around with Bertrand Russell in the Bloomsbury set or something. And Future's real name is Nevadius de Mun Wilburn.
What character in Only Fools and Horses had that name?
That's Trigger's real name. I mean, it does sound like one of the Key and Peele American football players.
Did you get into this song?
Not really, if I'm honest. There was one bit I really liked. In the first rap by Drake, he says he hasn't done his taxes. And, of course, 2nd of February, that's just after the tax deadline, so he's looking at a £100 fine.
Well, I thought
it was a hard relate.
I'm glad you brought this line up because what I partially liked about it, it's unsettling, this record, isn't it? It sounds, there's a moodiness to it. I'd like to discuss with you if you think what's going on in it. But the line about not doing your taxes, I hadn't done my taxes. I was being asked for them. So this week when I've been listening to them and hearing that song, I haven't done my taxes, it gave me the creeps a little bit. I related to it.
It's terrifying. He should do another verse where he says, my mortgage has gone onto the base rate.
Yep.
I don't have a mortgage deal anymore. I'd be terrified.
What do you think this song is about?
Do you know what? I have no idea.
Did you watch the video?
Is this the one where they're working all kinds of jobs?
Yeah, they're working as refuse collectors. They're working in the equivalent of an Apple Genius bar,
And in
the
a
mechanics.
fast food restaurant
Yeah.
as well. I suppose it's called Life is Good. So is it about life being good?
Why not?
And yet it doesn't feel like that.
No, I got into this record this week. I wasn't aware of it. Listening to whatever I was listening to and whatever my access to was around 2nd of February 2020. But I got into it. I thought it had the power. I looked under the YouTube comments afterwards because I like the video a lot. It helped me with the song, like they can sometimes. And there's a lot of talk about there's going to be no more collabs between Future and Drake, so I'm guessing something's gone on ever since. Some beef. I was hoping you had looked into it, but you haven't. My apologies, James, for dropping that on you.
I'm not aware of a Future Drake beef.
Were you interested in the beefs with Kendrick?
I'm aware of them, but because there was just so much about all the beefs, I just thought I can't be bothered to read
fair
that.
enough.
What connects Sade, Denzel Washington, and Lil Wayne?
Why are we mentioning these three people when we talk about Future and Drake? Is it just a pop quiz?
It's got something to do with Drake.
Oh, go on then.
They're all tattooed on Drake's body.
The three tattoos again.
I mean, amongst other tattoos.
Yeah, go on.
Sade, Denzel Washington, and Lil Wayne.
What are the other tattoos he's got?
Oh,
Don't worry. I'm being silly.
those were the three I wrote down.
Yeah, don't worry.
Drake's dad was Dennis Graham, who was a drummer who once drummed for Jerry Lee Lewis.
Really?
His uncle is Larry Graham, who was in Sly and the Family Stone.
Wow.
And his uncle, Teenie Hodges, was a guitarist who co-wrote Take Me to the River, among many other songs for Al Green. Yeah.
That's good musical heritage come from, isn't it?
He's from a rich musical heritage. And he's, huge star.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Drake, I have to say. I've listened to his songs in the past. I don't really go back to hear them because they don't dig into me the first time I've heard them. So I was quite glad to listen to this week. Again, often with music, isn't it? The more chance you give it, it'll work its way in, unless it's Lewis Capaldi, which will make you want to punch yourself in the face.
And it's not that I don't like rap, because, I'm a big fan of the Anfield rap, Morris Minor and the Majors, the thing John Barnes does. But
You're dope. You're so street, etc.
But this one, I just felt like, so I didn't see why that was a single.
Well, quite. I mean, you wonder, don't you?
Yeah.
With my sensibilities, we'll save it for later. There's a record this week that I could not believe was a single, and when I looked into it, it is nothing but a single. Everyone loves it. So these are our old men tastes, aren't they? A little bit, undoubtedly. I got into this song personally. I thought it was interesting. I like the two songs fused together. Notion. I thought their flows were both interesting. Little words began to pop out. It's dug its way into me personally this week.
Number 6.
Back up one to number 6. It will spend 67 weeks on the chart. Dua Lipa and Don't Start Now. Now we're talking. This is how you deal with a breakup. Let's say you've got two friends who have just broken up. Maybe not with each other, but at the same kind of time. One of them is Lewis Capaldi, who's sitting on his piano, marding on, and the other one is Dua Lipa going, sod that, let's go for a disco. Who are you going to hang out with?
Well, quite. Who would you choose to spend your time with? And listening to these songs this week, I spent more time with Dua Lipa, just because it's so fun, this record, isn't it?
I loved this.
Oh, cool.
I know I'm a middle-aged woman, but I wanted to put my handbag down and have a dance around it.
Well, absolutely. It's disco-tastic, isn't this? It's a disco spectacular. The bass sounds amazing. Again, it's a 4-chord song that goes round and round, but crucially, there's a 4-chord cyclical pattern in the verse and a different cyclical pattern in the chorus. But, again, it's not built on musical genius, except there is some musical genius. It's just so groovy in it. The strings are so good.
Yeah, and there's more going on on the track.
It's a treat.
Also nominated for Song of the Year at the Grammys.
Really?
Another one in the chart.
Talking about who would you spend your time with, there's a record like in the charts this week. It's it's in the 50s or 60s, I think. But Don't Call Me Up by Mabel. That's a similar song about female liberation, let's call it. The man's treated you wrong. Fuck this, I'm going out dancing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
No, I really like that. All right. Well, you don't come out then because you'll see me having a great time.
It's a great sentiment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw her at Glastonbury this year. No one has to sit on my shoulders. That's good. Think about it. But, you know, I went as a sort of interested observer, put it that way. It's quite a show, you know. It's a great show. And I think she did this song, if not at the end, it was the last but one. It was happening. I heard this record. I listened to it at the time because we're talking about the notion of lockdown, aren't we? When this, she dropped her album just before lockdown, I think. This might have been the first single off it. Future Nostalgia. And this was an album that was built for dancing and probably seen at festivals and clubbing. And I always thought it was interesting with this record because I think she provided people a club in their own house during that time. All these records were meant to be heard out and about in the world, weren't they? And yet, as we know, something was approaching, everyone's staying. So I sort of felt that's a really good pop album, Future Nostalgia. And yet, in its initial context, you couldn't hear it anywhere because you weren't going anywhere. No one was dancing to it. There's no communal joy. So I suppose there's something about them songs, especially from Future Nostalgia, that you see them out and about in the real world now. I like it.
Why do her fans call her Dula Peeps?
Why do they call Dia Lupa Pewter Lips? What?
Dula Peeps.
Pewter what lips? What?
Dula Peeps. You may have accidentally stumbled upon the truth there.
Oh, I don't know.
It's because Wendy Williams, the American talk show host, once mispronounced her name on TV as Dula Pips.
Yeah.
So that's what they call it. It's a nickname.
That's good. Well, my favourite's Sean Bean. I can't help but go Seaborn all the time. You know what I mean? I can't help it.
I was absolutely delighted to find out that there is indeed a beer called Dual IPA, which has her picture on it.
Cool. See, Lewis is doing the pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dua Lipa's going to get the beers in.
Yeah. Lewis is doing the sit at home, eating cheese and carbs, and getting fat on the sofa. And Dua Lipa's doing, let's go out and have a drink.
Yeah, pre-shows, let's call it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Of course, she was Mermaid Barbie.
Yep.
In the Barbie movie.
What do you make of the Barbie film?
I really like it.
Yeah, great.
I think it's really funny.
Really funny. I mean, really funny. Provocative. Yeah. My retinas felt burned out the cinema when I came out, and I particularly love the fact that you wound so many blokes.
Yeah.
I mean, for that alone, you've got to admit. They're going on about the patriarchy. I mean, how tender do you have to be worried about a Barbie film? I liked it.
I'm very aware that we are two men going, actually, we liked the Barbie movie.
No. I mean, I've discussed this with other people, and it's a big stinking musical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, don't start now. Whatever's going on there, I'm going to say you'll hear that for the rest of your life, probably. I think
it's going to be like a wedding disco favourite, isn't it? Or maybe not a wedding disco, seeing as it's all about a breakup.
Yeah.
But breakup songs do get played at weddings, I suppose. But
they get played sometimes as a tune of choice by the bride and groom, if mistaken it.
Yeah, isn't it famously like
Every Breath You Take?
Yeah, Every Breath You Take by the Police. People have that as their first dance. It's a song about stalking.
Yeah. I mean, that one as well I hear by U2, you know, on the face of it, it sounds... I had a big argument with my friend about this. He saw one as an anthem for the masses. I saw it as a breakup song. That discussion goes to this day. I mean, you know, it's all in the ear of the beholder, isn't it? But I'm absolutely right on this one.
Well, that's the first half of our top 10 from the 2nd of February 2020. In part 2 of this week's Shooby Dooby Doo Wop, we'll be deep diving. We'll be diving. Scatman John again. We'll be deep diving the top 5. Here's a little taste of what's in store. Sometimes I feel a bit like the old person who's wandered into a record shop in 1955 and gone, who is this Elvis Presley?
Yeah, they're all on the Tixie Licks, aren't they? Having a great time by the sound of it.
Be yourself.
Be a bit sexy down the clubs and the bars as well, isn't it? It's got that for that feeling.
All right, I will. It's so well known and so everywhere. There's no point you playing it.
Yeah, quite. You will hear it whether you're going to like it or not, won't you? I mean,
it's just we're two bitter old cynical hacks and we dead inside. Or we're the only ones who know the truth.
Please check out the Spotify and YouTube playlists and let us know your thoughts at shoebipodcast@gmail.com. That'd be your thoughts about maybe the records, your thoughts maybe about the lyrical content, maybe your own thoughts about what a pair of niners me and James are.
Just any thoughts you have, just email them.
anything random. And for the songs that aren't in the top 10, of course, join our Patreon community and become a subscriber.
Thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, no one likes a snitch. Until next time, shooby-dooby-doo-wop.
And whatever you do, don't forget to bop shoe up.